life, wisdom. Psyche Truth Massage.
Hi, I'm Jen Hilman, and we are continuing our look at massage techniques for cyclists. So in this video, we're going to be taking a look at some massage techniques to work into the quadriceps group, which is one of the primary movers when you are riding a bike. So let's get started. Grab yourself a partner, favorite this video so you can come back and watch again and again. So I've already started by applying some oil. I'm just using some long fluid strokes to distribute the oil across our skin and also to start warming up the muscle tissue. And I'll start using the flat parts of my knuckles to make a nice circular motion across the tops of her thighs. So I start straight down the center and maintain a steady pressure as I circle out towards the inside and the outside of her leg. And I like to use my thumbs as well, just making sure to make contact with the entire width of her muscle group. So you really want to get all of those muscles. So the quadricep group is actually a grouping of muscles that consists of the rectus femoris that attaches at the base of the knee and comes up and attaches at the hip. And then you have three muscles underneath that are each in a row. So as you're working the quadricep group, you want to be sure that you get all of the muscles, the entire grouping. So one of the ways I like to do this is by using a Swedish technique called petrissage, which is basically a kneading motion. And so I'll start right down the middle, just kneading from the top of her knee all the way up to her hip. And back down again. And I move slightly off center towards the outside of her leg so I can get this more lateral muscle. Then I move to the inside, getting into the more medial tissue. It's also nice to use your forearm from the top of the knee, applying steady pressure, and move all the way up to the top of her hip. So this is basically like a rolling pin, just flat ironing any toxins and any lactic acid, any metabolic waste, just pressing them out of the cells and up through the bloodstream to be circulated by the heart. So it's important to be aware that you can really get an extreme amount of pressure by using your forearm in this way. And that's not necessary to use as much pressure as possible. You really want to be sensitive to your partner and be mindful about the amount of pressure that you're using as you move across these muscles, especially if there's knots or tension points. It can be very sensitive. This is also a good place to access the IT band. This tight band of tissue from the outside of the knee all the way up to the outside of the hip. So I'm using my full palm here, but the majority of the pressure is really in the heel of my hand as I move slowly and mindfully all the way up. It's also nice to do a little work around the knee. I find that knees are often neglected in a massage, which is too bad because it actually feels really, really good to have your knees massaged. So here I'm just using one hand to make a circular motion all the way around her whole kneecap. And you can use both hands to make circles along the outsides of the knees. And for any of your bike riding friends, they'll really appreciate a little love on the knees for sure. You can use your thumbs to go around in a circle, just circling the entire knee. I just like to finish here with a nice long stroke all the way down to the toes. And then we can move on to the other side. So here on the second side, we'll just start with these nice, smooth, long strokes, warming up the tissue, smoothing out the oil. And as you're using your full hand across the entire muscle group, this is a good time to just notice if you feel any spots that are particularly tight. Notice if there are any knots or points of tension that might need some additional attention. And if you do come across any knots or tight places, you can use the flat parts of your knuckles to isolate those tight spots and work into a little bit deeper pressure there as needed. And again, I'm just using my thumbs to work across the entire width of the quadricep group. So I can feel that she's got a little knot in here, so this is a place I can just spend a little extra time. Give a little extra love. And then we can move into that petrissage, that kneading action. So I work my way up and down the center of her quad. Can transition easily towards that outer part. To the more medial section. And then I'll come in with my forearm right at the top of her knee. And just with a nice steady pressure, make my way all the way up to the top of her hip. And again, this is a really great place to access that tight IT band. Just going nice and slow with the heel of my hand. Be mindful about the amount of pressure that you use. The IT band can be extremely sensitive, especially when it's tight. And we can finish up here with a little love around the knees. Just using one hand to make this nice circular motion all the way around the kneecap. And I'll come along the sides of her knee, making some nice circles along either side of her knee joint. And even using my thumb. You don't need to use a lot of pressure around the knee, especially because there are a lot of nerves in this area. It's a very kind of vulnerable joint, a vulnerable place in the body. So you don't need a lot of pressure to have a really positive effect. And so with that, you have completed a really nice relaxing massage for the thighs. And so your cyclist should be really happy and relaxed. You can go back and follow along with my massage video for working on the hamstrings and working into the hips. And working those 3 primary areas, you're gonna have every cyclist friend really happy, feeling really good, in great shape. So thank you so much for watching. Leave me a comment. I always appreciate and enjoy hearing your feedback. And subscribe to our Psyche Truth channel so you have complete access to my full library of videos. And don't forget to visit my website, jenhilman.com. And you can learn all about me and my practice, and follow along with my blog, and see more videos there. Thanks so much. Come back and watch again soon.
Hey, Chico buddies.
Oh, Chico!
Oh, pumpkins. Oh, pumpkins. Oh, little
I need to massage you.
pumpkins. He's my massage partner. When we get a couples massage together.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. Couples massage.